States, I went on a speaking tour for a very large Jewish group, a secular Jewish organization, and they asked me to share this war story with them. Now, what was interesting about it is they had it in a nightclub. So they would have a stand-up comedian coming on and would tell his jokes. A funny thing happened to me on the way to the forum. And then they would say, now here's, my English name was Richard, and they would say, here's Rick Eichler, Peretz Eichler, just back from the land of Israel, and he's going to be talking to you about his trip over there. And everybody laughs and applauds, and I get on and tell this story. And there was dead silence. But somehow I felt that there was not the type of connection that I would have liked. Why? Because they didn't experience it themselves. And then I learned something very valuable, which if you experience something and you go through it, you have a point of view that nobody else has. And that's why your point of view, when you're talking to somebody else about the beauty of Yiddishkeit, is so valuable. And the truth is, ultimately this audience did connect for the same reasons that I told you before. Because I experienced it, I shared it with them, and I spoke from the heart. We know that words from the heart go to the heart. Therefore, anytime you have the opportunity to share your enjoyment of the bounty and beauty of Yiddishkeit, you should do that. And that's where the word, as I mentioned before, mashbia, comes from, to influence, the way you are. You know, my friends, today is Wednesday, Tu B'Shvat. Tomorrow is Thursday, the day before Shabbos. And all of us are thinking the same thing. And I don't mean just, are we going to win the raffle or not? We're thinking that Purim is about a month away. And then believe it or not, Pesach is just around the corner. And we're wondering, where were we just a couple of months ago? Doesn't it seem like it was Rosh Hashanah? I remember one of my first Rosh Hashanahs where I had this sense of awareness of how important it was to be a Jew. I'll tell you two experiences. One, when I was in Belfast. Belfast, as you will recall, is a city in Northern Ireland. When I was there, I was on my way to Israel just before the Yom Kippur War, the experience which I told you about. And I wanted to spend some time with the Jewish community. So I went to the local shul, not knowing, who, what, or what was going on. And it was an Orthodox shul. At that time, it really didn't make much difference to me. But when they saw that I was from out of town, very far out of town, between New York and Belfast, they invited me to come for Rosh Hashanah. And one of the people there told me an interesting story. He said, be careful, when you go outside, don't walk down what's called the Unity Road, an ironic name for a name which divided the Catholic and Protestant communities. He said, why? He said, well, they were walking down the street one day, and somebody stopped them and said, tell me something. Are you a Protestant or a Catholic? He said, well, I'm neither. I'm a Jew. He said, but are you a Protestant Jew or a Catholic Jew? The only thing that meant anything to the person who accosted him was which side of the fence you're on. A lot of times we're confronted with which side of the fence we're on. Are we going to take a stand? Like I said before, we can't be apathetic and we certainly can't be ignorant. And I think that's one of the things that Hidabroot does, which is to decrease apathy, decrease ignorance, and to increase interest and knowledge in terms of Yiddishkeit, in terms of our own Judaism. Let me ask you a question. Anybody out there ever hear of a place called Boibrick? Boibrick was a mythical town created by an author called Shalom Aleichem. It's also the name of a camp which took the name. Now, I don't know if anybody out there ever went to that camp or knows about it, but basically it was a Yiddish secularist camp. And that's a camp that I went to. I have a lot of fond memories of it. But it also represents, I guess, part of the fabric of the tragedy of American Jewish assimilation. Not these people in particular, but people like them, or of their ilk, or maybe a little bit further off, were the people that would be the Yiddishists, the people who basically made Yiddish their religion rather than Yiddishkeit. And this camp was an example of that. For example, Friday night, they'd have beautiful services, but right after that, they would have some type of social engagement and they'd play music. They were not aware of the laws of Shabbos. It was basically basically kind of a waxing for some type of nostalgia that didn't exist. Now, nostalgia is very important to us, but only if it translates into something substantive. You know, there was a book by a very famous Russian sociologist, and the book was called The Future of Nostalgia, a rather ironic title. I remember Reb Nota Schiller from Or Sameach once telling us, quoting somebody, he said, even nostalgia ain't what it used to be. But nostalgia for a Jew really is part and parcel of who we are. And the fact that this Russian sociologist quoted many instances where nostalgia was actually banned in certain countries, that it was considered to be taboo. In Russia, it was considered a crime. And then without even a scintilla, without a grain or a tint of irony, she said that there is one country in the world today where nostalgia is considered to be a treatable, diagnosable disease. Now, what country would you think that is? Italy, Spain, Portugal, England? No. The country which he said treats nostalgia, the longing for the past, as a treatable, diagnosable, and curable disease is Israel. Irony of ironies. The one country in the world who needs its past to understand that that's the roadmap to its future treats a longing for the past as a treatable, diagnosable disease. I thought that was incredible, something which seemed to escape the author. Rabbi Beryl Wein once said that he got into a cab, and there was a cab driver in Israel who pulled out without looking in his rearview mirror. Pulls out, almost gets into an accident. Rabbi Wein says to him in Hebrew, he says, Habibi, he says, Lama lo tistakel achora? Why don't you look behind? He said, Rabbi Mach Padli, what does it matter to me? I only have to know what's ahead of me. Rabbi Wein said, that's really the problem when people are not involved in Torah. They don't look behind them. They don't look to the past to see who we are, to understand and appreciate and value who we are. Because the only way we can know where we are now and where we're going in the future, Be'ezrat Hashem, is to look to our past. That's one of the things that Hidabroot does. It helps remind in very gentle and beautiful and poignant ways the roadmap to the future by looking at the map of the past of where we've been. I think there was a philosopher by the name of Santana who said that a page of history is worth a volume of logic. All you have to do is look at Jewish history to understand that time and time again, every time we've left the path, we've been those who have suffered the consequences of it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is constantly pulling us back. So I think whether you won the raffle or not, get involved. Get involved in Hidabroot. Get involved in any Jewish organization that's working to bring our fellow Jewish brothers and sisters back. You never know. You know, as I said before, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink, but you can try and make him thirsty by presenting the bounty and beauty of Yiddishkeit, inviting somebody to your home for Shabbos. There's nothing greater than a Shabbos experience around a table where there's good food and good talk. And I'm not talking about putting it on and making believe. You just have to be yourself and be real and show how much you enjoy Shabbos. At any rate, this is Peretz B. Eichler reminding you, speaking of Shabbos, I've got a great tape here. Iran, can we get a shot of this for you? This is a CD that I produced some time ago. I'm going to tell you the story about it, and anybody who will email me at peretzbeichler@yahoo.com, I'll get a copy to you for a discount price. Email me, I'll give you the price. I think it's only like $10 is what we're selling it for. And I think you should have a copy of this. Email me at peretzbeichler, P-E-R-E-T-Z, B as in boy, E-I-C-H-L-E-R, at yahoo.com. By the way, don't forget to tune into our broadcast on Radio Hidabroot 97.5. My show's on Tuesdays at 12 to 1, and we're going to be having some other air times. Don't forget to call the station to find out when. This is a rather remarkable CD. I want you to email me, and I'll get you a special price for it, and I'm going to tell you what the story of it is. This CD is based on a true story. Let me tell you the story. It's based on the experience of a rabbi by the name of Rabbi Shlomo Chaim Gruskin, Zecher Tzadik Lebracha. And the story goes like this. And I was very much involved after the fact in recounting the story. And it's one of the reasons that I felt it's so important, because it's a story that could make a difference in the lives of people who you may know. This is a story, basically the Reader's Digest version, and this is a docudrama of that story. And you'll be able to get a copy of it at a discount price by emailing me at peretzbeichler, P-E-R-E-T-Z-B, as in boy, E-I-C-H-L-E-R, at yahoo.com. The story goes like this. Rabbi Gruskin, Zitzal, used to deliver food packages to people that were in nursing homes and hospitals in inner city Detroit. And what he would do is he would go to 250 or some odd of these places, and he would have wine and matzah and all sorts of food that he would personally take to these inner city Detroit facilities. One day a man walks into a shul to say Kaddish, and he sees these piles of boxes stacked and stacked and stacked. He says, Rabbi, what is this? He tells him what it is. He says, Rabbi, let me help you with this. He said, I have a furniture company, and you can use one of my trucks. Rabbi Gruskin says, well, I have a beard. Or rather, the person said, he said, I have a gun. I have a gun. And, in case we get into any problems, he said, Rabbi, don't worry about it. Rabbi Gruskin says, don't worry, I have a beard. That's a lot better. At any rate, they became very friendly. And what happened was, this fellow Milton, over the years, started taking these packages. One day he called Rabbi Gruskin and told him that he himself had come down with a illness that was diagnosed as fatal. Could Rabbi Gruskin come and please talk to him and give him some advice? Rabbi Gruskin came to the hospital, told him he would do everything he could for him, but the best thing he could do for him was to get him an advocate. Who would that be? A lawyer, a doctor, the best surgeon? Who would that be? He said, Milton, I want Shabbos to be your advocate. He said, Shabbos? I'm not keeping Shabbos. What do you want me to do? He said, Milton, I'll get you some books. Start thinking about it. Came back a day or two later. He said, okay, Rabbi, what do I have to do? And he began to teach him the laws of Shabbos and what he had to do. He said, okay. Called in the nurse, said, shut off the telephones, the TV on Shabbos. I want to start keeping Shabbos. Right after that, Milton went into a coma. Right after he made this commitment. Now, I don't want to scare anybody, because the story does have a rather remarkable ending. He went into a coma. They called the family. They call Rabbi Gruskin, 2, 3 in the morning. The family puts down their Jewish stars, the mezuzahs on the bed. They don't know what to do. Rabbi Gruskin is there. All of a sudden, Milton opens his eyes, and as though he wants to say something. And they ask if they can take the intubator out so they can hear him. And the doctor said, we take it out. We don't know if we'll get it back in again. It could be his last moments. They said, we want to hear what he has to say. The doctor takes out the intubator. Milton sits up in bed, and he says, everybody can go home except Rabbi Gruskin. I just want to tell you what happened to me. But Rabbi Gruskin, you're the only one who's going to believe what happened to me. I'd like to tell you the rest of the story, but we're going to break for the raffle right now. If you want to know what happens in the rest of the story, something which can tip the scales and make a difference in your life or the life of somebody else you know in so many different ways, email me at peretzbeichler, P-E-R-E-T-Z-B-E-I-C-H-L-E-R at yahoo.com, and I'll tell you how you can get a copy for a discount price. But it's something that you and your family will enjoy. Runs about a half hour. It's a video CD, something you and your family can talk about and use it to inspire others. All right, are we ready for the raffle? What do you say?
So actually, I know... Actually, we're going to be going and showing you live image of Yerushalayim. This is going on in Eretz Yisrael, this raffle, they're putting it together. There are Rabbanim there. There are lawyers there, because this is a legal binding raffle. It's not any... So it is going to take still a few minutes. I know that people eagerly waiting. The way I understand this is going to work, since this raffle is taking place thousands of miles away across the sea, but with technology and all the amazing technology that we have today, and we're putting it to good use, it's going to be like a lottery. Numbers are going to come up, and then they're going to match up the numbers to a date to all the people that entered in, and if the number matches your name, which on their computer, that on their database with all the names that all the you that entered into the raffle, then you're and eventually a few minutes after they say the final number, you could join us, Rabbi Erbs. Rabbi Herbst could join us. So you maybe you could help me figure this out, Rabbi
Okay,
Herbst.
go ahead. What's the question?
Because what's happening is that there's going to be a lot of numbers on the screen.
Okay.
And that number, is the chair getting smaller or?
Oh, no. The cushion is getting, after 5 hours of sitting, you know what I mean?
5 hours. You were sitting on the comfortable couch. I was sitting on these chairs all night.
Well, maybe that's why it bothers me, because that couch was so comfortable, and then I have to sit on this.
Anyway, so the way it's going, there's going to be, they're going to show you, Iran, is it possible to show the people out there, Iran, is it possible to show the people out there that are watching, they see now the view of the, so what do they see? They're going to turn around to me. So they see, right now you see, that's the dais.
So
It's
far,
just the sign.
so far I see a computer.
Ooh, you see a computer. That is the sign. Ooh, they're working, they're putting the tickets in, and there's going to be soon numbers coming up. Bruchim Aboyim L'Maimed Hagrola. They have a whole Maimed Hagrola. You could read it.
Yeah, it's too tiny for me. 1 second, let me get my binoculars.
Irgun Hidabroot. Al Dirat Penthouse.
1 second, does it say Hineni Muchim and Zum Lekayim Mitzvahs?
Goyal. Oh, it looks like they're making the picture bigger and bigger, so maybe soon they're going to... So the way I understand it's going to be is they're going to pick numbers, and these numbers are going to correspond with a name in their database.
Uh-huh.
And then, so after the numbers, we're going to go... I feel like I'm doing a camp raffle again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. 3, 2, 6. But the problem is that the people out there don't have tickets.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
And then you don't have somebody says, I have that. Okay, we'll skip the first 2 numbers because everybody has that on the roll. We'll just do the last 4 numbers.
After the third raffle,
And then a
usually
kid comes up and you look at him and says, no, we're doing the orange ticket, not the yellow
No,
one.
that's right. Yeah, but here, I just find it here. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent. With this, I think we might have to do that because it looks like, but there are rabbanim there and lawyers because there's a legal, they're doing this legally.
Right.
And we want you to be able to see. So if you're listening on the radio now, you could still log on and see what's going on. We see this is in Yerushalayim.
That's the building?
No, that's not the penthouse. That's in, I think, a room off the Belzer Shul, if I'm not
All right,
mistaken.
they're going to find out soon enough. But you know what? Let's tell everybody about your program and about Yitzi's program while we're waiting for this. Just so they know.
all right.
Well, that's a great idea.
Well, I was trying to explain to them how the raffle works, and I keep on...
They'll figure it out. If they win, they'll know how it works. They give you the keys to the penthouse.
Okay, so let's see. Who's going first?
Who's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know.
No, he played third.
I don't know. He's on third. Okay. Thank you very much.
I think,
Bud
we
and
should
Lou,
have done
thank
this 4
you.
hours ago. Maybe people would have bought tickets.
It could be.
Okay,
you
let's
never
talk
know.
about your show first for a minute. When are you on?
I'm on Radio Hidabroot tomorrow.
Would you just identify yourself again? Just
Yaeli Kar.
This is
Leil Shishi with Yaeli. Leil
Shishi
no,
with
no.
Kol.
Loyal Shlishi will. Oh, sorry.
It's already Yom Shishi.
Oh, it's... 1 second. We got to let's redo that. Let's rewind. This is Yaeli Kar over here. Leil Shishi.
Okay,
Tonight
Yaeli
at 9.
that means Thursday night. Is that
Thursday
correct?
night. We have a great program. We interview great musical guests.
Did you ever get Chaim David on there from A.K.A.
So-
Pella? His name is Chaim David Eichler.
Sure, is he related?
Yes, actually, we are related. I was there when he was born.
Oh, really? Talented.
I
No,
think
can
he's
I know?
trying
I
to
mean,
tell
not
us
supposed to
it's
praise
his son.
somebody too much of burn, but I would say,
If he was there when he was born, Rabbi Herbst is implying that he's your son.
yes, that's correct.
Oh,
A.K.A.
Herbst is
Pella,
smart.
Yossi Green knows him very well, and you should get him on your show because they really do great work.
When it's spirit time, I'm always having a hard time with guests.
We can get him anytime. I mean,
I know, but it'll be good for me to book them spirit time.
Yeah, that's true, but I wouldn't wait that long. Okay. All right, so your show is on
Thursday,
Thursday
9 o'clock. We usually have Torah contests, prizes,
Okay.
and great musical guests or other guests. Actually, it's interesting. Rabbi Herbst
That's right.
came on as a guest on my show.
During Sphere.
Was during Sphere, of
During
course.
Sphere. Couldn't have a musical
Okay.
guest.
So we had.
By the way, do you
Rabbi
know about the Parnassa? You should be advertising this. You know about the Parnassa Expo that they're doing?
Yeah, I heard you talk about it in Lakewood.
Yeah,
So they
Learn
wanna
and
tell people
Network,
about
W.
it.
Honig. It's going to hopefully help people
What's that? I think
Parnassa.
they're talking something about the raffle.
Okay.
Problem is, do we have sound from there, Iran, or we are? This is live from Yerushalayim. But basically, they're explaining how the raffle is going to work. So the way I understand and what this person is probably saying,
He's trying to say, read my lips.
problem is, I'm not sure if he's speaking Yiddish, Hebrew, but so 1 second. But we're going to get back to that in a minute. So
Yes.
you was talking about our shows on.
Yeah, so Yoli Carr is on Leil Shishi, which is Illinois zone, a.k.a. as Thursday night, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
And it's a great show.
That's
And you'll enjoy it. I know a lot of people tune in. One of the people who who I know, which is Cult of Catering, says that they love the show and they would love, people to
Also,
tune
you
in.
get them to sponsor a show.
Well, they're doing mine, so they're gonna,
Oh, great. Very good. And Rabbi,
Well, I'm all nerve. Well, yeah.
yeah, and Rabbi Herbst, also,
Pronounce Rabbi Herbst. Rabbi Yitzi Herbst.
Rabbi
Yitzi
Yitzi
Herbst.
Herbst.
Right, whose son also does Kiruv in Lakewood, but your show is on when, Rabbi Yitzi?
My show is on every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. It's called Story Time with Rabbi Yitzi Herbst.
Can I guess you say stories?
Well, it could be either myself or my sidekick.
Who's your sidekick? Is he here tonight?
Well, let me call him out. Yossi, come over here.
Hi, everybody, it's me.
Yeah, that's
You
my
still could
sidekick.
do that at 1 in the morning.
There's a lot I could do at 1 in the morning.
I could sleep at 1 in the morning.
Well, that I can't do. I'm working on that. I'm working on it. Can you have me in Zin when you do that? I'm a camp man still, you know what I mean? I
I'm
still
a
go
camp
to
man too.
camp.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so...
I'm a sleepaway camp man.
And Reparitz, Eichel, you're on.
Right, we do a show called The Right Thing, which is obviously geared to getting people to get on track. As I say, I don't claim to know everything, but you can talk to me about anything. And I go by the moniker of the Reb. I ask people to join the Reb Olution, sunny, bright, and mild. That's generally the way I feel, not just the weather. And they can tune in at 12 to 1 on Tuesdays. And also we're going to be having a show, Be'ez Hashem, either on Thursdays or on Motzi Shabbos or Sunday. You'll tune in and find out. 97.5 or on the web at radiohidabroot.com. You go to Peretz B, the Reb, and any of the shows you
They're
can
all
find.
archived. They're all the old shows.
Not only that, but they're
That's
saved.
correct. That's
They're
right.
archived, right? You could go on there, you could listen to last week's. I had a person, he's like always 2 weeks behind. He can't listen to his name.
No, it was very good because, I had a job, and I was doing a storytelling job at the night that you interviewed A.B. Rottenberg, and I wanted to hear that. So I was able to catch it on the archives.
There you go. I had A.B. Rottenberg on 2 weeks ago. And
That's
so anyway,
great.
so people are really waiting to see this raffle. So I see over there on the screen live from Israel, from Yerushalayim, they're talking about the raffle. The way I understand it's going to be is that there's numbers going to come up. It's going to be a real lottery. Numbers are going to come up, and those numbers eventually are going to correspond with a name in the Hidabroot Raffle database. And when the name that corresponds to the Hidabroot Raffle database, that's the name that's going to be announced, and then that's the person that will get the keys to the brand new penthouse in Yerushalayim. I'm ready.
Wow.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
ready too.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing. Most people really don't like to change. Would you agree with that? Most people don't like to. Would you?
Obama
agree with
wanted to- should we-
Yeah, no, that's true.
Well, that
he wanted
depends.
people. He wanted to keep
I
people.
want you to understand that,
he
you
can
know,
have my
it
change,
was,
as long as it doesn't take my bills.
it was one yontif, I remember in shul that I really wanted people to change because when the Kohanim took off their shoes to duchen, I don't want to even get into that.
There's an old story by Danny Thomas. It goes like this: there was a fellow came from
I hate to say it, but I remember him.
yeah. There was.
There was a day when I was young.
All right, I'll pass on that one.
Yes. Good.
Okay, we're still waiting for the raffle to come through, so we hope that it's going to be a number that everybody will feel good about. Whoever wins the raffle, we hope that they're going to use the penthouse in good health.
Are they
Be'ez
gonna I
Hashem.
think they should invite us. If they want
Yinei matov v'manayim. Whoever
If they
gets
pay
it,
for our airfare
use
also.
it in good health. But you don't have to have a penthouse in Yerushalayim. You can have just a small apartment and just to be in Eretz Yisrael and Yerushalayim. But this is a good place to start, and you should use it in good health. Whoever wins, Be'ez
Very
Hashem.
good.
I agree with that.
I agree. So Rabbi, thank
Yes.
you very much. So,
So we're signing off. for the
well,
time being?
we got to go until
You keep going.
we're
Okay.
going to keep on going until we have a number. And once we have a number, we're going to try to match the number to the name. It's going to be like, those card games that the kids play.
Yes,
All right.
match
the
the
numbers.
numbers.
Wishing
Hey, so Rabbi
everybody-
Eichler is
yeah.
going? You're going?
Wish
You said you're
everybody-
leaving us. I know you have a
Well,
long
he has
ride home.
a long walk back home. He's going to walk back to Lakewood.
Just remember,
Because he doesn't know it yet, but the last bus to Lakewood already left.
I'm glad you told me that. Well, if you get to a fork in the road, take it, and I will.
Well, I usually take the spoon instead, but...
Remember, in the words of Hillel, the rest is commentary. Now go and learn.
I think we got sound live from Israel.
Thank you very much.
Till they
It was there a second ago.
there was sound. We heard something. So
I was just imagining for a minute, as I'm looking at him and I can't hear him, so that means I can't understand him. Just imagine for a moment that maybe it was like an old hillbilly from way back down in the south somewhere, one of those hick towns, and imagine he was informed that he won the raffle, and I'll be the hillbilly, and you'll be the You know, Israeli guy coming to tell me from
What?
Hidabroot that I won.
Hello.
Excuse me, sir. I just got this notice over here. It says over here that I just won a raffle here. I got this number over here. What exactly did I win, sir?
Did you buy a raffle ticket to the penthouse in Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh?
I don't live in a penthouse. I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand what you're talking about, penthouse. I mean, who lives in a penthouse? I mean, how could you live in a pen? I mean, I got a pen right over here.
Pen.
Pent?
House.
A penthouse?
Yeah.
How could you live in a penthouse? I understand you. I mean, you know, it's a house. There's not a house.
I think you're going to have to do both parts.
חביבי, תעניין לצורך. אתה לא יודע מה אני אומר? חביבי, מה יש? מה קרה? אין בעיה, אין בעיה.
There's no buyer? Oh, no. Oh, the Israelis always say, you know, no problem.
אין בעיה, אין בעיה.
Right?
By the way, you're going to give them some entertainment now. Come on, keep on going with this. By the way, those of you that are just turning on the radio, you know, people wake up at this time. Oh, shh.
Wait. For those who don't understand, I'll translate.
Background they hear. This is actually live sound, and people see that on people that are watching on radio.com. But they hear us talking. I just want to, you know,
They
at
hear
1:30
us.
in the morning, I should know what I'm doing.
By them, it's what?
What is it? We started the show 7:30. 8:30.
שומרי תורה ומצוות שנמצאים כאן, אבל מצד שני אנחנו יודעים שיש עניין של תורת חסד, לא רק התורה, אלא גם לצרף עם זה חסד, ללמד לאחרים תורה, ואת זה עושים כל אלה ששומרים.
Anyway, so
Yes.
we're going to keep it because we're waiting for the numbers.
Right.
Can you imagine if the numbers correspond to your ticket?
Well, I would probably look at it and says, no, I never won anything in my life except my wife, you know, but that's a good buy. I mean, a good fight. I mean, it's a good win, yes. Yeah, you know, and then I'm going to look at it and say, no, it must be a mistake. Then I'm going to say, no, it's Gamzu Lateva. Yeah, it's Lateva C. And then I'm going to say, wow. And I'm going to say, Yeli, did you realize I just won? And I'm going to be very calm. And I'm going to be like so calm, and I'm going to say like,
I think I won. Hi, everybody. I think I won. I'm gonna faint.
and then I probably faint. But because I have Rahmanas on these microphones, I won't, you know, fall on them.
You fall backwards.
Because, these kind of back. No, I can't do that either. Actually, if I fall on this, it will go through my nose. You know, it's a possibility, you know? Yeah.
So,
What?
we're listening to, are they doing the raffle now?
He stepped away
One
from the
person walked away
microphone.
from the podium. And let's see.
This is a play-by-play move here.
If you're logged on to radiohidabroot.com, you can see the picture we're talking
You're
about.
going to see
There are
there's a
the
white
Rabbanim,
tablecloth over there.
and,
There's still one bottle of some mashka over there. I don't know
you're
if it's
forgetting
wine.
it's 8:30. It's 7:30 in the morning, there, right? Or
7?
8:30. 8:30
8:30 in the morning.
Did they?
I just ended chakras. It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to stop my learning Seder now. One second.
So there is they're I guess waiting to put them up.
Somebody is
got up.
getting up. Somebody is getting
Rabbi
up.
Herbst is going to give us a play-by-play. But there's no one at the podium. I think he went to the numbers. Is that the board with the numbers? I think they're turning on the board.
Consulting their attorney?
Yeah, there are lawyers there, by the way. Just serious note, Rabbi Herbst. There are lawyers there sitting, and it's a legal guy, fair, square. And,
Wow.
and as soon as we're going to see the numbers, we're going to find out.
Wow. Seems to be that everybody's as still as that tablecloth right now.
You know the. If it's,
You know, does anybody want to tell that the tablecloth is coming off in the corner over there? I mean,
they're playing music there. They're playing music there. What kind of music are they playing? They have live music there. Oh, so Rabbi Erbs, tell us what's happening.
well, I hear a lullaby being played.
But there it's 8:30 in the morning. It's breakfast.
This is
So where's my
breakfast
breakfast?
You had sushi. You have sushi. We have sushi for breakfast. We have sushi for lunch. And we have sushi for supper. We have sushi for snack. We have sushi every day of the week. We have Monday sushi, Tuesday sushi, and Wednesday sushi. And Yom sushi. By Kiddush you go, Yom sushi.
Real sushi.
Leil Sushi. We changed our name to Leil Sushi.
Well, they're live singing there?
Somebody is singing. It doesn't sound like Beryl Hazen Kentonish, does it?
Sounds like Yehuda Green. It sounds like Yehuda Green.
He's there?
I don't think so. It's a recording.
You know the nigga? I can't hear it. I can't make it out.
Maybe it's Kalbach. It's either Yehuda. It's a Kalbach song. Shh, let's listen. Oh, someone got up. It's Yehuda Green.
I hear a violin. No, it's a piano with those fancy...
It's Yehuda Green. Full
piano
orchestration.
and
It's not the Freilich Orchestra.
No. Actually, they left from here and they just went to Israel.
Oh, Freilich.
Yeah,
They were quick because they left there a while ago. We're the only two that got stuck here.
Yes, yeah, I wonder how that happened.
At this time, anything goes. But there are people actually, I'm sure that, like people in the car, they're listening, they're waiting, they don't want to turn off the radio. So let's make it interesting. Let's make it interesting for those that are listening.
Yes, let's make it interesting. Okay.
So that's Yehuda Green playing. It looks like they're getting the raffle ready there. As soon as we get information to you, as soon as we get those numbers and we get a name, we'll let you know. Hopefully it's very soon. If you're online.
That's right, if you're online.
Online for what?
Online for the raffle drawing.
I'm almost ready to be online for my coffee.
Okay.
I'm almost, no.
We notice that a very interesting scene is taking place in front of our very eyes.
Explain it.
The scene that we see in front of our eyes is that there's a tablecloth sitting right next to another tablecloth. One tablecloth has a setting and a bottle of
Bashka. A bottle of Bashka. And I say, hey, Iran, you're very good at technology. Is there a way that I could, reach right into that computer screen and just get that bottle right there, Yeah, oh, here we go, hey, what's his name? Vassius Armstrong, right?
Through the computer screen?
Through the computer screen. I gotta reach right and get the bottle. Okay, got it. You see the bottle?
No, I don't.
At 1 o'clock in the morning, you don't see a bottle?
Oh, I do.
Good, that's better. Now pull off the cork. Got it? Okay. Now I gotta drink it. Pour your golf in there, heard the rest, right? It's not very strong now.
You just made that guffin on Slivovitz.
Slivovitz? Oh, shock me a vory. Or is it shuckle me with a vory? Or was I shuckled with the vory? Whatever it is. All right, here we go. Hey, now this reminds me of something really interesting, Hey, look at me. I got gray hair, right?
No.
I know.
It turned dark.
I turned dark? Oh, no? It's a nightmare. Well, anyways, as I was turning dark, so one perm I decided I got to do something really different. So I took, acrylic paint, and I was drunk, and I painted my beard the same way it used to look when it wasn't gray. So I look about 5,700 years younger. And then I went to shul.
You went to town about the Mauritian?
Yeah.
57.
Yeah, actually I did. Yeah. I knew the first person, yeah. Anyway, so let me tell you what happened. At this stage of the game, I know everybody. Anyway, so let me tell you. So I walked into the shul, it was Purim, yeah? And I was wearing no costume. I just dressed normal. except my beard looked like I was 20 years younger. Or actually, 5,700 years younger. So what happened is I walked in, and some people turn around, they're looking at me, and then couldn't figure out what's different, right? And all of a sudden, an old man comes out and he says to me, Yitzchak, you don't fool me. I'm too old for this. And I says to him, what? What's wrong? And he says to me, Yitzchak, I know what's different about you. I said, yeah? What's different about me? You got a new pair of glasses, that's what it is. Can you imagine? He thought it was glasses. And put him, the only glasses I have is a new glass of schnapps. No? Slivovitz. 100 proof.
What did you prove?
I proved that I was not drinking what I was drinking, because if I was drinking what I was drinking, I'd be drinking. But I don't know that. You see, because at this time of night, we have to try to figure out what they're thinking, because they're across the ocean.
Well,
if
we
we
have to
could figure
think
out
what
what they're
doing.
thinking, then they'll think what we're thinking. And if they could think what we're thinking, that we're thinking, that they're thinking, that what we're thinking is what they're thinking, and they think that we're thinking what they're thinking, we'll know what the number is. But since they don't know what we're thinking, because I don't know what they're thinking, that they think what we're thinking, so therefore, since I don't know what they're thinking, that they think that we're thinking, so I don't think we know what the number is yet. Am I confusing you?
A little bit.
Oh, the night is first beginning.
Tomorrow night is first beginning.
Oh,
The
it's
tablecloth moved.
You're right. That guy is falling asleep over there. Is he?
I think that's the lawyer.
Oh, I think he just took a. What was that? Is that a check in his hand? No,
It's the keys to the penthouse.
keys to the penthouse. Okay, so what's taking so long? What do you think is taking?
Is Canton back?
Chazan Kenton is sure, sure.
And I'll do maybe some harmony.
Oh yeah, okay. Would you like Chazan Kenton to do a mim koimcha? Okay.
Which one?
Well, I don't know. Whatever comes to his head.
Oh, okay, I'll try to do harmony.
Okay. Beryl Chazan Kentonish, come back here. Huh? You like my singing? Oh, so lovely. What would you like me to sing? An old Mem Koimcha. How about the one from 1905, from Pirche days? Mem Koimcha Malkaini. Kennst du das?
Malkainu.
Malkainu? Malkainu?
Malkainu.
Malkaini. Mem Koim. Okay. I have to warm up. Anybody put on the steam over here? It's cold. Okay, here we go. A one, a two. Oh, sorry, I fell asleep for a second. Okay, ready? A one, a two. So far, so good. Sorry about that.
Iran.
Iran.
You see the bells are ceiling.
I must have sung very high key.
You see what the
scream.
bells are ceiling?
Oh, the ceiling? Oh, that's-
No, but what do we see on our screen now?
On
I
this
see the
side.
bells are ceiling. No, what is that? That's what they're showing? You just knocked the camera off
I hit a high
6,000 miles
sea, it
away.
went over the sea.
6,000 miles away. You knocked the camera down.
I hit a high sea all the way across the sea.
That memkomcha, kennt er nicht, kennt er ja.
A bisschen. If they would be a little loud, I might be able to follow them.
Dum, 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 dum. Sounds like Martha David. Martha David's there? Dum, da, dee, dum, dum, da, dee, da, dum, da, dee, dum, da, dee, da. Dum, 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 dum. So anyway, Rabbi Erbs, it's time for
Sure.
another story.
Another story.
Because it doesn't look like this raffle's happening.
It doesn't
soon.
look like it's
But it's going to
happening.
happen, but soon.
It's going to
It's
happen
like we were talking about with Yossi Green before about the albums that are going to come out soon.
soon. Soon.
No, I think this is like the album very
I
soon.
think he's coming out with a new album.
Who?
Yossi Green.
Amen.
No, not Amen. It's going to be Sushi Green.
It's better than green sushi.
It'll be eaten with the 8th note.
He said he's working on the 9th note.
Oh, yeah? Wow. Okay. Okay.
So I'm sure you could look at that screen and be inspired because the tablecloth back.
Wow. They got the idea that we were looking at the tablecloth, so they decided to,
the ceiling.
switch to the ceiling. Wow, I like that design over there. You know what it reminds me of? You know, like when the screen goes on to blink. Wow, that's very interesting. Ah, you know, I had a friend of mine who's an old man.
You have friends?
Yeah. I have a few. And this guy was an old man, and you know, he came to like one of these concerts, you know, a place, whatever it was, you know, and everybody was screaming so loud, you know, they were screaming and they were singing so loud, and you know, he came over to me and he says to me, "Excuse me, why is the music so loud?" And I said, "Because it is." And he says to me, "Well, you know, how does a person like me supposed to deal with it?" And so I told him, "Listen, if it bothers you, why don't you put cotton in your ears?" So you know what he did?
He put cotton in his
He
ears.
put cotton in his ears. And then I asked him, "How is it?" I asked him, I says, "No, how does it feel?" And he just stares at me. And I looked at him and I said, "Sir, how does it feel?" "You're talking to me?" I said, "Yes, I'm talking to you. Hello, how does it feel?" And he just looks at me. And then finally, I give a geschrei. And he says, "Hello, can you hear me?" And he obviously sees I'm moving my lips. So he pulls out the cotton from his ears, pulls it out, and he says to me, "You are talking to me?" And I was still in screaming mode. I said, "Hello, can you hear me?" And he suddenly says, "What are you screaming for? You think I'm deaf or something?" I'm shaking my head, I'm telling you. Hey. Oh, wait. AF-frame, digital zoom. Wow, I got that on my computer too. Standard, on, off.
This is
standard,
what
on,
this comment
off, standard, on, off. Standard, on, off. Movie, auto, custom display.
But they're probably
reverse
going
display.
to the numbers
Oh,
now.
look, we got the tablecloth again. The tablecloth is back. Can you imagine?
Just let's think. If somebody's listening to this and not watching, let's make it that they should want to keep tuned to 97.5 FM.
Sure, okay. What would you like?
Now we're in standard mode.
Standard mode. Okay. You mean we should try to be serious? Do you know what happened once? You know, many years ago, I was telling a story, and you know, I was a little bit here and there.
Here and there.
And I tell funny
What's your name?
stories. What?
What's funny story? What's in it?
Rabbi Yitzi Erbstein.
Oh.
So that's what people call me. And then so what happened was, you know, I was telling these funny stories.
That's what your parents called you, no?
No, they
They
call
said
me other
Yitz.
stuff. They call me other stuff, but we won't get into it. No, anyway, so what happened was, you know, so guy said, you know, you can only tell funny stories. You know, you can't tell a serious story.
Face
So I said-
detect. Face detect.
Face that.
Custom display.
Turns off reverse display.
Small.
Small. Set shortcut button. Shortcut button. Let's get to that raffle drawing. Press that shortcut button. Iran, can we turn to that shortcut button? Anyways.
Hey. Shooting info.
Music to... Oh, wait. There are checks over there. Shooting info.
Good lines. They're taking it all out.
Can you imagine for a moment somebody bought a ticket from outer space and he comes here? Spaceship comes in. And suddenly comes out. Hello. Where are you? I am from Mars. I bought a ticket to the Hidabroot. I would like to live in a penthouse in Jerusalem. Did my ticket win? Well, what would you tell such a guy like that?
That's what I would tell him.
Oh, really? And he would probably take out his ray gun if he had one. Well,
What?
a ray gun.
What's a ray gun?
It's a gun that shoots rays. And a guy can get hurt.
From Mars they have those?
I think so. I was there once or twice.
You sometimes look like you're from
Well, listen,
Mars.
you know, my wife occasionally says, you know, you don't understand what I'm talking about? What are you, from Mars?
You go, yeah.
You know, so, yeah, I do. You met
You
my
understand
wife?
what she's talking?
See? So you know this already. Yes.
Yes.
I just want to know, Iran, are people seeing the screen or seeing us?
Switching back and
keep it on
forth.
the screen.